Take the costumes from The Matrix, the physics from a Warner Brothers cartoon, and the ending from The Shawshank Redemption. It's Half Past Dead on Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. We got the Stinker Madness. And we are back again with Stinker Madness.
There was a helicopter explosion at the end of The Shawshank Redemption?
No, there was the guy, go to the place where you can find the money, it's secret, and then they find the money, and then it's a buddy piece at the end where they find each other and they're buddies.
Huh.
It's the end of Shawshank Redemption.
Maybe.
It's the exact same thing!
I don't know if it's the same as anything.
Well, either way, it's terrible. I would be willing to say the second worst movie on Stinker Madness so far. After Over the Top.
Over the Top is real bad. I think that I liked this better than I liked He-Man, or Masters of the Universe.
I did not.
Yeah, I'm not with you.
It was terrible, Sam.
It was terrible.
I stopped taking notes after a while because I was like, there's nothing to say here.
It got real boring.
Yeah, it did start out really hot and then it just cooled off, but the end was ridiculous. Okay. I thought that the end almost didn't save it, but the end almost saved it. Jumping, I'm going to throw out the hostage out of a helicopter. That doesn't make any sense. No. And then Steven Seagal's like, I'm ready for this exact scenario with my parachute. I'm going to jump out of the helicopter and save her.
He didn't even break expression. He was just like, oh, I saw that coming.
Yeah, I've seen this play out 1,000 times. Every time, this is how it works.
Well, I hope that the listener has watched this movie, because otherwise none of this makes any sense. Screen Gems.
They do some pretty shitty movies.
They're asking for it. That's... Like we went to the horse races the other day, and having the last name Hoover, I won't explain why it comes up, but having the last name Hoover, you're asking for it. So, Screen Gems. Not very many movies have been actual, wow, that was a gem.
I'm gonna have to look up some other Screen Gems.
Usually I see Screen Gems and
you're like, it's gonna be shit.
They're like Lionsgate. You're in for, boy, this isn't gonna be a good one. I do like Mulleted Seagal though. This is the first time I've ever seen Mullet Seagal.
It was kind of like a shorter, you just kind of clipped the back off of it.
Maybe, is that the end of the ponytail era, do you think?
I thought doesn't he go back to the ponytail in Belly of the Beast or not?
Well, Belly of the Beast was right the next year. There's no way his hair grows that fast.
Oh, that's true.
So I bet you Belly of the Beast was filmed before this. They snipped it, and then he became Mulleted Seagal for this movie. Because it's the only time I've seen Mulleted Seagal. Then
I thought the Belly of the Beast was many years later.
No, it was 2003 was when it was released.
Huh.
But Seagal was Russian in this film.
He was Russian, indeed.
He made a point to say that he was Russian.
And
his name is Sasha, which is a girl's name.
Petrovich.
Yeah.
Very Russian name. Sasha is not a girl's name. It is an American girl's name. It is a very common Russian male name.
So he's a Russian without any kind of accent.
None.
And, then I kept track of all the different nationalities and races that were in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a Russian.
Right. Ish.
The black guy that he's working with, Nicholas, he's a black guy, a black gangster guy. Then we have the main crime boss, who only shows up in the very first part of the movie, Sonny, or whatever his name was supposed to be. He's English.
Right.
And then we have the prison warden and the sexy black matrix lady.
I don't think she's black, Jackie.
She's not. She's everything.
No, she's got the black leather on, is what I'm saying.
In fact, I looked
She's a Mexican.
No, she's not.
Cuba?
She's everything.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
Let me see. I have to look this up, actually. Screen Gems, while I'm here, is responsible for such series as the Underworld series, the Resident Evil series, and a bunch of other just shit. There's a few movies
so
on there
what they like is people in black leather, is what you're saying.
Yeah, they copy The Matrix
a
lot. Nia Peebles is like everything. I was I was astounded that they would list so many nationalities.
You know what she is? She's not... Well, I guess what she is not? She is not pretty. She's just not pretty. Like, she kind of... Actually, she's even not prettier than that boxing lady that's in all the popular movies now. The one with the chin and the shoulder muscles.
Yeah, but you know what she reminded me of as a soccer mom who was trying to dress up sexy for Halloween, and it just failed.
I think she's got the face of a pit bull.
I don't think she's that bad.
I guarantee you see her in the morning before she puts on all the bullshit, and you are yelling, going, "Oh God, no! What have I done?"
So I think that the most predominant of her appearance is probably the Filipino, but she's Filipino, Spanish, French, German, Scottish, Irish, English, Native American, and Italian.
And fugly.
So what they should just say is mutt.
Yeah, she's like, I've never seen anybody list that many nationalities. She's just sort of everything, and she looks like she has Filipino descent.
So, well, she's a mutt, which goes with Justin's comment about...
She's a dog!
I'd bang her.
That's not really saying
I wouldn't.
a lot.
Also, another fun fact about Nia Peebles, when she was attending UCLA... She would open for Liberace on the weekends.
Like, what would she do?
She was a singer and a dancer before she was an actress, so she would sing.
I thought Liberace died in, like, the 80s.
She's not young.
Well...
Yeah, that's what I was saying, dude. She looks like a soccer mom who tries to dress up sexy for Halloween.
Well, this movie's 20 years after, I'm guessing, when Liberace died. So she was, like, 10? I mean, 15?
No, she was in college when Liberace...
Yeah, she's not young.
No, she's not.
Wow. Huh. Well, moving on off of the Nia Peebles. I like the, this movie just pisses me off. God damn it. Why? They've just fucked it up. So, why does Seagal have to be Russian? Like, I mean, is it... I really think that it's purely...
He needs to play...
Because of what we said on Point 5 episode. He has to be all of the races.
Yes, he has to try to be every race that he can passably try.
This is his decision.
Yeah. No, this is where he's completely taken over his own productions by this point. That's why they're not in theaters anymore. Like, he halted production for the full day because it was, like, against his zen. And he was wearing the beads in this movie on screen.
I didn't catch those.
Yeah. He had them on.
Huh.
Yeah, he was wearing prayer beads.
Well, it's funny because other than his name, they never bring up that he's Russian again from the very beginning. So, which almost make me think that it was part of his cover as an FBI agent. But his name stays Sasha. They call him Sausage Petrovich at the end of the movie. So, he's just Russian.
You know, and going along with his nationalities things, he also has the dead wife. Once again in this movie, he's got a dead wife.
The dead wife that he has flashbacks of.
Yeah.
Always.
And so this time he's after the sunny English crime boss because they stole her car and shot her in the chest.
Yeah.
Do you think, like...
And I'm like, you're an FBI agent. You can't afford a Maserati.
Is that also, like,
you're a goddamn field agent.
Like, is he always bringing the dead wife to the table? Like, I gotta have a dead wife in this movie.
It seems to me that if you are involved with Steven Seagal at a personal level in any of his films, you're going to end up dead. Like, there was a couple of guys that didn't get killed. Like, Ja Rule's one of the only buddies that ever makes it out of a Steven Seagal film.
Didn't die.
DMX, they wouldn't really like each other either, though. They weren't really friends.
That's true, they weren't tight.
I hated Ja Rule.
That Ja Rule sucks.
Hated.
He was like a 13-year-old boy. That's what he looked like.
Sucks so bad.
And you know, in the opening scene, he's supposed to be this badass, like, gangster guy.
No,
and all I'm
not.
thinking is, you are not a badass gangster. You're the guy who's going to get popped for illicit drugs.
No, he's the guy that's going to be shoved in the locker
in prison. He's the prison bitch.
He's not in the opening scene where he's wearing a suit. It reminded me of like a child dressing up as an adult.
He borrowed that suit. It didn't even fit him. It was like
from gangster thug man that there's no way he would get popped for drugs because he's actually like it has nothing to do with that at all. He is the definition of bullshit. Like No.
Dude,
Not tough.
I was stoked when his character, like, I thought his character was dead in this movie, and I was like, yeah!
Oh, he is
And then he fucking
atrocious.
comes back, and he's
Yeah.
all the buddy guy. I'm like, oh my god, couldn't they just leave that guy dead in the helicopter?
The only good thing about Ja Rule in this movie is he gets beat up a lot. Like, a lot. He gets thrown through a frickin' Jag into a car, which I thought was great, and then he gets body slammed like 6 times, thrown against some bookcases, knocked into a bunch of shit, and it seems like his head is always the force of impact. Like, that's the point. And I love it. I love every time he's getting beat up because he looks like a little rag doll. he's just a tiny little piece of shit.
The way when you guys were out smoking, I had to show Mark because he missed the first half of the movie. I had to show him the getting pitched out of the car.
Yeah.
And it was genuinely hilarious.
It's fucking funny. It's like, god damn it, why couldn't you have just done that the whole damn movie?
Just having him being launched into things.
But then when he's not getting launched into things, you notice he makes this dumb face all the time, like he squints and then cocks his head to the left and then the right,
like,
and then
he
faces
winks.
it.
Yeah, he's taking a
tough.
bathroom selfie at all times.
He really is. That's a really good analogy. I wonder if, like, 'cause, you know, I wasn't real big on bullshit that was the rap at that point.
That was when I think when he was big. What is that, like
Was he ever
2000?
big?
Yeah, he was pretty big.
Huh.
At that point, I thought that the only rap that was actually safe was Wu-Tang Clan. Like, those were the only guys that are like, these guys can actually do something that's not bullshit. But like I don't like Jay-Z. I'm sure people do, but Jay-Z was big.
The Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
The Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
That's right.
My point is like that. Is that his thing? Is the squinty poopy face?
Yes, he's giving Blue Steel.
Does in his videos?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
He sucks.
Well, how did this get greenlit? Like, yeah, Ja.
Oh, did you
we
not?
want
Not
Ja.
only that they
He's gonna
sat
look
on
good
this for
camera.
almost 10 years. Because The Rock came out, and they're like, oh shit, we can't do this movie. It's too much like The Rock. We have to wait until people forget about The Rock to make this movie.
Oh, boy. So I wonder how it would have been back then. It probably would have been
It wouldn't
awesome.
have been Steven Seagal at that point.
No.
But, I mean, who knows what it would have been. But, yeah.
It would have been Ja Rule, and that would have
that
would have helped.
That would have helped a lot.
God, he sucks. He sucks so bad. I am glad that 2002 is over. Really glad.
So I gotta say, the first time we see the FBI cop lady, she gets out of the car.
Are you talking about the? Oh yes. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
She gets out of this Ford Explorer, and she looks like she's got a shaved head
She does have a shaved head.
for the entire scene. And then as soon as the gunfight starts, then all of a sudden she's swinging a ponytail.
Yeah.
I think you just don't get to see. I think
Nope. I totally beg to differ.
I swear to God, she had a shaved head.
I wanted to comment, like, what's with the shaved head?
So.
And she had a duster on, and all of a sudden she was Old West gunslinger lady during that scene.
That's like Claudia Christensen's thing. In Babylon 5, she has the super tight ponytail too. Like I don't think I've ever seen her without a super tight
buzzed
ponytail.
hair. You could see the tips of her hair
I don't think
because
so.
they were about a quarter of an inch long.
Yeah, I'm with Justin. It was a buzzed haircut.
It was a buzz haircut, dude.
And then all of a sudden she had hair. And I was like, what the hell's going on here?
I mean, that just seems completely impossible to me.
I don't know how you missed that.
It's like, what?
I just thought it was behind her head.
I thought she was like the dyke cop, and then all of a sudden she's sporting this braid ponytail thing.
Future cop, like, this is how tough cops look in the future.
And then after that, every shot that you see of her is like a close-up of her face with computer screen print on it. It's like, okay.
Yeah, that was dumb. Because monitors work that way. Like, one of my biggest pet peeves is the noisy computer and then the overly contrasted monitor that glows in your face and you can read words on it. No, they don't work that way. They didn't work that way in 2002.
They're not projectors.
Yeah, it's just I hate the noisy computer more than where it's like as data comes across the screen.
Yeah,
my computer doesn't make those noises, and I live in the fucking future. You stupid asshole.
So what I also like is that the movie is called Half Past Dead, right?
Right.
And it's because Steven Seagal during this FBI gunfight takes 3 in the back from this badass woman cop.
Dude, like later in the movie,
because he's saving Jaw.
Yeah,
later in the movie,
so he
like,
flatlines for 22 minutes is what you get in the movie.
Right. He's dead for 22 minutes.
And then
his foot moves.
Yeah, his foot moves and then he's alive again. I'm like, what the hell?
Brain damage sets in on 3.
Yeah.
22 minutes.
So you're saying that he was just playing a retard for the rest of the movie?
He would be... There's no coming back. 22 minutes? Huh. I think the record's like 6.
No, they had people that were dead for about 45
weeks.
But they were frozen. They were frozen, basically.
Well, yeah, exactly. Not
in the middle of
Jesus came back after 3 days.
Well,
so...
That was... I don't know.
You just never know about that guy.
Yeah,
just show up wherever he wants, whenever he wants.
I have to tell the joke.
Go ahead.
That guy's been on the lam for almost 2,000 years. And man, is he fast.
Say. That's a nice joke.
Oh, boy.
So then after this bust, I'm moving us along now.
Please do.
8 months later, they're in the processing center for the new Alcatraz.
Which
is explained in a public press conference as a bad place for bad men.
Right.
Yes.
And they're like, well, what happens behind the walls? And they're like, fuck those guys. They can just suffer.
It seems like they're doing all right.
Yeah,
the new Alcatraz.
The new Mexican Alcatraz prison warden guy, he's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, he seems really nice. All the inmates get to pal around with
El
each other.
Fuego?
They get to make art all over the walls. There's a guy playing PlayStation.
Yeah, he's like, as long as you do your work, look, no big deal.
It seems
it was a couple
security.
of pizza boxes away from being a party.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah. Nope, that's not tough at all. But it's like.
And then they have all this shit that rises up from the floor.
Right, the press conference
future
too.
prison as
Like
well.
Stephen J. Cannell is like the head of the FBI or something, and I'm like, oh, it's going to be a cameo, but he kind of shows back up through the movie.
A
and
little
it's like
bit here and there, yeah.
Why you either use him or don't, but like don't in between with Stephen J. He's a busy man, he's writing TV shows.
Why is it that in New Alcatraz that they've got all this like future hydraulics? I mean, because that's basically the future
shit coming up from
hydraulics
the.
everywhere.
I thought that
floor
it was
and-
like the movie was tough because they had twice written down sparks. There was so many fucking sparks.
Lots of sparks
in this movie.
Lots of sparks. You
And
know what
fire.
else they had? And this is where I'm going. Why is every security guard completely awful at his job? Every single one. Seagal shows up. They
Kicks
beat
their
up
ass.
all the security guards. Like, he's not even in the door yet, and they all get their asses kicked. Then the Nia Peoples Morris Chestnut team shows up. Worst executed prison break ever. Like, these guys are inept. They are less inept than the prison guards, who all are dead within, like, seriously, like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
I just want to say
when was
that
the last
I
time
knew
you saw a
who
prison guard in that
Chestnut
movie?
was as soon as I saw him. I knew who Chestnut was. I'd seen him in other stuff.
High five?
Well, I don't. Well, because yesterday, like at the point five episode, I was like, I don't even know who the hell that is, and I do know who that is.
And then we talked about it. He was in all the Best Man movies.
Yeah, but I didn't know who he was still.
Okay.
Like, there's a lot of guys in the Best Man movie. Like, it could have been anybody.
He's the black guy.
Best Man movie is all black guys.
Right over your head. Coffee? Did you have any coffee today?
No, I'm pretty
telling
tired.
you guys, no more staying up until 6 in the morning. It's killing it.
We had to watch Idiot Abroad.
You didn't. You sat outside and bullshitted. And were loud. Anyways. So all full security guards. I like that the death sentence guy, and I needed to look this up. I totally failed. He volunteered for the death penalty. Like, sign me up.
It doesn't make any sense.
Is that ever happened in the history of anything?
They're like, this is a new prison. We need to execute somebody here, like,
I'm
immediately. We'll
ready.
get a parade.
I'm good. Let me.
Yeah, we'll have some banners put up. We'll invite some special people, and we'll execute somebody. Like, we gotta bust in some of these new high-tech floor things that we've got going on.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Because, the electric chair just comes up from the floor. Who knows? If he would have had lethal injection, that probably would have come up through the floor in a different area.
I volunteer for the death penalty.
Volunteering for the death penalty is a little strange. Especially if you've hidden that much gold.
Yeah.
that one day you could make it out.
And where did he get the gold? Did you guys ever figure that out?
He robbed a train.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so why he... Because I was like, okay, you steal
Was
$100
he
million...
with Butch and Sundance?
I guess. So why do you get the death penalty? Why can you even volunteer for the death penalty off of theft? You know, it doesn't make any sense. But what happened was he said that when he robbed the train went off the tracks and 5 marshals died.
So isn't that the conductor's? Like, my bad. Like, I accidentally
Well,
jumped
it's not
this
like
train.
he just... A train fell over, and then he, like, got the gold, and they're like, that's no good. And he's like, I want the death penalty.
No, I think that's exactly how it went.
That's the logistics of how this movie sort of works.
I think that's
But-
right on theme with the Half Past Dead.
Yeah, he blew... I don't know, yeah, he did that.
And I like that the Supreme Court judge, like, the whole reason she's on Alcatraz, she's not even there to witness him die, because she said, after talking to him, she's like, okay, well, I'm leaving. She just goes there to like, have a quick conversation with him where nothing gets resolved, and then she's like, okay, bye-bye. And then she gets kidnapped. It was like, what? Seriously? What
She
were
was
you
sticking around for the
fucking
execution.
doing? No, she says, I'm leaving.
No,
I
she
need
was
to
sitting
leave.
she was sitting in there watching the execution.
She was in the room when she got kidnapped. She was just wrapping up the conversation where they bust in the door and nab all of them. She's not even in the witness room. She says, well, it's nice to know you. I'm leaving. Oh, no, now I've been kidnapped. So what were you fucking doing there, you dum-dum? Like, he's like, are you here to apologize? Nope. Are you here to witness me die? Nope. Here to give me a handy? No. Okay. Bye. This is strange. Strange.
She wanted him to give up the gold location.
And I like that it...
The gold didn't even come up until Morris Chestnut came in and was like, where's the gold?
Where are all their drugs?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Not only did they shelve it, that Sony shelved this for The Rock, when they came out with this, they used unused footage from The Rock in this movie.
Wow.
And then, of course, added, like, it wasn't... I thought it was unused footage from Navy SEALs.
No, it was...
Like, there's... This movie's happening, and all of a sudden they're just like... Turn on Navy SEALs for a little bit.
Yeah, it was like 5 minutes of like Navy SEAL footage, and you're like, we just switched movies.
Where are we watching Navy SEALs now? What happened?
It's so bad. It's sad. It's sad because it ends the Seagal theater era, which I mean, I guess was going to happen no matter what, but it's not going out on a high note, this one. What's the tactical advantage to the trench coats and whore makeup?
I was just going to say that too, is that, what's
I
her name?
think that the...
Peoples?
It's like the blue whore eyeliner maybe acts like eye black for a football player. It, like, cuts down the glare.
From your gun?
Yeah, maybe that's why hookers wear it, is that, like, they can clearly see all of the penises.
So that the headlights are coming at them, they're like, it's not so bright.
If you don't have enough whore makeup on, you may be getting in the car with a serial killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, but the whole scene where she shows up and, like, she just stands there and twirls her trench coat.
Yeah, she gets out of her jumpsuit, and she's got all
And
black
underneath,
leather on, and then she puts on a duster.
She's wearing the outfit from Ultraviolet.
Yeah.
Or Catwoman.
It's just...
Ooh, Strange Gems also did Ultraviolet.
I think that's a recycled outfit. That's the exact same... Maybe the top was a little shorter on... what's her face? South Africa lady?
Married to Paul W.S. Anderson gal. I don't know what her name
Charlize
is.
Theron.
Charlize Theron. You're thinking of Anne Flux, not Ultraviolet.
Yeah.
What's Ultraviolet?
Ultraviolet has the lady that's married... Fifth Element lady. What is her name?
Yeah.
Mia Jovovich.
Mila
that's her.
Jovovich is in Ultraviolet.
Okay, well, I'm definitely thinking of Anne Flux, but it's the same outfit. It's like a short, long-sleeved, leather halter top thing with straps that connect to the pants. Like the exact same goddamn thing. So... That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
She looked like a dirty whore, and she wasn't a very good actress.
Beyond some of the other production things, that like how they wrote in so many San Francisco references, that they were like, we're in San Francisco, honestly.
Name
Even
one.
the bad guys are 49ers.
Did they ever say 49ers? Or do you just know that they're 49ers because you looked at the IMDb page?
No, she says this is 49er 6, 49er 1.
Yeah. Like,
49er 1 and
okay.
49er 6. You know why they're...
Glossed over it on me, and I was
there's-
like, are they 49ers?
Like, the Presidio and the whole thing, like, everything, and they're like, Frisco, Frisco, Frisco. You know why? Because they shot it in fucking Germany.
Why would they do that?
Because I think that at that point, Seagal was really saving some cash. Like, this is where he left the States to make his movie. I don't think he's made a movie here in
It seems like
forever.
Taking all of the guys over to Germany would be much more expensive
They've got
than
all their own
taking
guys
them
over there.
300
Look,
miles
I drew a
north.
picture of a cat that's spraying. That's how interesting this movie was.
Germany also gives you, if you use German filmmakers, they, like, tax rebate half the cost of a film.
Oh.
Why Uwe Boll shit gets made.
Who gets the tax rebate?
The film, basically, half of the budget you spend gets rebated.
By the German government?
By the German government.
And then you come over to the United States and you pay taxes?
No, you just have a movie and then you release it wherever the fuck you want.
No, you bring the money back to the United States. That's income in the United States. You have to get taxed on
I'm
that.
telling you that the crew for that movie was probably all German.
Fine. Well, obviously, if it's filmed in Germany. I just don't understand why you can't just drive up to San Francisco and shoot the fucking movie.
Probably costs 5 times as much.
Where?
Well, it's California
Because
for one,
Germans
so...
are like cheap labor? No, they're fucking expensive. They're the highest paid country in the
half
world.
of the cost of the movie refunded is a significant
Doesn't
amount
make any
of money.
sense. You don't get half the cost refunded. Why would you get half the cost refunded? You film it here, you claim that's all production expense. It's 100% non-taxable income is the cost of the movie. You don't get a rebate. Doesn't
So
make
if
sense.
you have $10 million, you only need $5 million to do it in Germany. Is what I'm saying. Basically, the government
doesn't make any sense.
All right.
It doesn't make any sense.
Well, I guess that everybody that does this doesn't know as much as
if
you do.
you know anything, please write to us and explain to us how filming in Germany works, because that doesn't make any fucking sense. Highest paid employees in the world.
Yeah, well,
They're not exactly Mexican labor. Now, Mexico seems like a cheap place to make a movie. Or the Philippines, or Vietnam, or maybe say...
You can't do it in India because they got Bollywood.
No, India's really expensive to make a movie.
Yeah. People make a lot of movies in those places, too. Like, Golan and Globus sort of
I understand.
utilized the Philippines.
Super cheap. Germany just doesn't seem like a cheap place.
Well, it's the tax rebate.
It doesn't make any sense.
Well, so if you're investing in it, so like you get financiers, they give you the money, you shoot the movie, the government refunds that, the financiers get half of their money back, basically. So that's how you can sell
What money?
the cost of making a film.
Okay, so it costs $5 million to make this film. They just cut you a check for $2.5 million. Here you go. Here's a check for $2.5 million. You just get $2.5 free million.
For shooting it in Germany, yes. That's how they do that.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, fuck.
Then
It's
why
called
wouldn't
a tax-
all movies be made in Germany?
Well, the German government only allows so many films to be shot, and you have to have...
Because they would go bankrupt otherwise.
Yeah, but it's...
I'm not believing it.
It's called a tax rebate. I don't know what else you say.
You can only get a tax rebate on expenses, on taxable income.
We don't know anything about the German tax code. We're not Germans.
I am. I'm a little German.
I know a little German.
You're right. We are.
Her name is Stacy.
So you should also say, you know what? I don't fucking know.
Well, I was reading about it once, and that's what it seems like, is that they fucking give half of it back instantaneously. Your investors get half their return back if you shoot a movie in Germany. That's all I read at one time, but that was how it was explained in the article that I read.
I think moving forward, I'm just going to go to you for scientific information on fake boobs. Like, that's... I believe you are an authority on fake boobs. German tax code, I'm not so sure.
I'm okay, but you know what German does have? The Nürburgring, which has been featured in several films and movies.
Name a single film or movie.
Top Gear, the movie.
It wasn't, what was their movie called? Rush?
Yeah, Rush. The Nürburgring was in Rush.
They didn't run the race, though. It was
still in there.
It took place. No shots were done at Nürburgring. Because it was all in the booth. The meeting.
No, the guy crashed.
Yeah.
In practice.
Oh, he got his head lopped off.
Yep.
Something like that.
I'm not so sure that was actually at Nürburgring, though.
There was an accident at Nürburgring.
There was in
the movie.
In the movie, yes, but I'm not so sure that they went to the Nürburgring and filmed there.
Yeah. So, that one.
I guess I'll give you credit for that.
And they have beer and hot dogs there. Schnitzel.
At the Nürburgring?
Well, I don't know about
Germany.
in Germany. I'm just trying to relate to this conversation, maybe move us in a different direction.
They also have beer and hot dogs in the United States.
And they're damn good, especially when you get them at like a ballpark or a racetrack. Anyway, I really don't have anything more to add about this movie because I
have one more thing.
I wanted Nick to die, and when he finally did, and then he came back, I was pissed.
I'm going to go back to Ja Rule and how bad he sucks.
Okay, I'm
His
with you.
Head
he was yuck.
Is shaped perfectly round. Like, it is the most roundest head I've ever seen. In all directions. Like, it is not circular. It is a sphere. It could be used as a basketball. If it were to ever come off.
Do you think they airbrushed that?
I often
to make
think
his head look
of
sexier?
what he would look like with his head off.
Because, he thought he was really super sexy
He
shit
does,
in this
yeah,
movie.
he-
and
he-
I'm like, ew, you're gross.
He was Justin Bieber-ing it up the whole time. Like, giving the hearts and the kisses and the pointing to the sky and the winks and the...
Yeah, I mean, if anybody's going to do that in this movie, it should have been that Chesterfield guy. Like, he was way better looking than Ja Rule.
Morris Chestnut?
Now,
Yeah.
Ja Rule. He's supposed to be a cool, sexy, charming rogue in this movie.
But he's not.
Not because of Ja Rule, not only because of Ja Rule. His character is a fucking dirtbag. Like, he's like catcalling Nia Peoples and being a sexist bastard.
Oh, yeah, he's being...
Like, no woman is going to watch this movie and be like, oh, Ja, you can abuse the shit out of me.
If you do that in a bar, you get 86'd.
Yeah. Yeah, you would get tossed out for being a fucking bastard.
Just a slimy little dirt ball.
I just don't get it.
Well, and I would just like to say for the record that my impression of Nina Peoples for the .5 episode, way off.
Oh, yeah.
A bit.
I thought she was a black lady, and so I was going with that. And, wow.
In
that was
Maggie's
really
defense,
a really bad impression of
I
what-
always mix up Nia Peoples with Mario Van Peebles. I thought that they were brother and sister for a while. So...
Yeah, it's not...
it's
Peoples, not Peebles.
I know, but I also thought that she was black.
Yeah, so I got bad information. Anyway,
Where did you get that information?
from you.
I don't think so.
You were all like, and I'm like, well, who is she? And you were like, she's a black lady. I'm like, okay.
Just because it's in my own defense.
So she did not once say, ain't nobody got time for that. She never said that, not once.
She should have. She should have.
And then she should have shot
There
somebody.
was that at the end of the movie, though. There's some lady just shows up and Corrupt does a scene with her post-credits.
Oh, God,
That
that's
just
terrible.
it went on forever, and it
it's
didn't
stupid
have anything to
and
do with
unnecessary,
anything.
and it is not funny at all.
She's like, I'm just so tired of wearing fake diamonds. I'm
I-
well, that's accurate for what I did
Now,
for the .5
I'm going to be
episode.
just a skosh racist here. Because of the whole Tyler Perry thing. And us white people not getting Tyler Perry. Like, that's a thing. We don't get it. Was this one of those things?
This was just not funny.
Well, Tyler Perry's not funny either.
I haven't really seen any of it, so I don't know.
It's exactly the same. Like, just... Shit! What? No! What are you looking at?
Except there wasn't any shit, or this was a PG-13 movie, so there wasn't any language.
No, there wasn't much language. I think I caught a couple shits.
This movie gave me the shits.
My stomach hurts. Could be from the burrito surprise.
Yeah. So, even if you don't shoot a movie in Germany, you can sell their
Oh God,
government
we're back on this?
$100 million.
Sell the government $100 million?
And they go, we're going to make a movie.
I would like to
And
buy
then-
your $100 million, sir.
And then you sell them $100 million and you buy it back for 90. So you basically get $10 million free dollars just for making a movie with the German
you
government.
sell them $100 million. What do you get in exchange? Because usually you buy stuff with $100
So
million.
you sell the copyright and then you lease it back from them. So what it says basically is on a $100 million film, you make $10 million instantly.
No, what that says to me is you give them $100 million and you get 90 back.
No, you get $10 million for free.
Then it would be $110 million, not 90.
No.
100 minus 90 is 10. They keep 10.
Was all the music in that movie made by Ja Rule? All
No.
that rap shit that they had playing in the background?
Maybe it was made, but I did notice some other voices in it. And there was also, like, hardcore rock. Like, when the Navy SEALs thing happened, it was like, are you ready? Really shitty metal. Like, that maybe that era was, like, the birth of the Avenged Sevenfold and the Five-Finger Death Punch crap that still exists, that hasn't changed at all in 12 years. Because it's just awful, terrible, not talented music. Anyone want to weigh in on that?
I don't know. I think that Seven Dust was the first of all that crap.
Wasn't that about 2002?
I thought those guys were around in the 90s.
Oof. They also sucked.
I did not like them.
No. What was up with the military armory in the prison?
In the prison?
Why did they have all those guns?
They had M60s.
There was a couple 50 cals too. And
Rocket launchers.
The rocket launcher fell out of the helicopter.
Tear gas and was there any grenades?
I bet if you were a prison armory, tear gas is something you'd probably actually find in a prison armory. Quelling riots.
I guess that's a good point.
M60s?
Probably not.
Not going to happen.
No, I don't really see use in any scenario that one would be like, boy,
saw.
This would go so much smoother if I could fire. What are those fire? 36 caliber?
I thought that they were a 50 cal.
Anyway,
why
a spray of bullets in
why
one trigger pull.
Like, everybody here has to die.
Yeah, we're killing all of you.
Including...
Because that's all an M60 is good for, is killing
the other guards.
Yeah.
Because you can't... you're just spraying lead. Like,
it's meant for killing all of the people.
I mean, I guess it is new Alcatraz.
Well, is there going to be a point that you have to kill all the people?
I don't know. Maybe they know where the secret tunnels are in the prison, and they're like, okay, that particular group of men that did the secret tunnels in the bottom of this prison, we're going to have to kill them. Or maybe, they get to the point where they're ready to use the lethal injection table, and it doesn't come up from the floor, and they're like, you son of a bitch, and they just line them all up and spray them with lead.
She may have a point there. Because of that whole Oklahoma botched lethal injection thing, the state of Utah is bringing back the death by firing range.
You can still have firing squad
in Texas, but the state of Utah is saying that's going to be their primary means of execution now. They're done with the lethal injection, so maybe that's why. You just have an M60 to say, okay, line up, boys.
Well, no, the thing about the firing squad,
time to die.
The thing about the firing squad is there's only one bullet.
I understand that.
There's all blanks. If it's an M60, you know that you're the guy that killed him and cut him and mutilated his body horribly with an M60.
Because of the botch of the Oklahoma
but they're going to
thing,
save so much money.
They want to be sure.
Execution Tuesdays, where they're like, all right.
It's a little bit more messy. You gotta have a staff of janitors afterwards to pick up all the bits. But
you just give them one of those elephant
the
dump
job
shovels.
gets done.
Or it was just a hollow threat, like, we got a couple M60s.
Don't fuck with us.
You guys keep staying up too late at night. We're coming down here and we're fucking killing all of you.
Stop playing with your gruel and eat it, or you're gonna get 60.
We're gonna get the M60s out and kill all of you guys. Swear to God. Don't make me do it.
It's gonna take us half an hour to set them up, but
I got my walkie-talkie right here. I can just call Tom, and he's gonna come bring one.
No, Tom, you gotta kill them all. Kill them all.
I'm gonna count to 3. If you don't pipe down. Go stand in the corner. Yeah, I don't get that.
Oh, we forgot the Steven Seagal's improvisational medicine with the electric baton.
Oh yeah, where he brings that guy back to life
the
after
fucking
getting shot.
guard gets shot and he uses an electric
He got
baton.
shot like 8 times in the chest, first off.
And then he lets him fucking die after that. He's just like, he needs his handprint and his voice identification so he can get through a door or something. So he uses a fucking electric baton to revive the guy and then just kind of like puts him on a table to die.
Slumps him over.
Just like, okay, you're fucking dead now.
Once he got to the infirmary, he's like, fuck you, dude.
It was pretty interesting.
I also liked that he was shot because he didn't seem like he was shot before. It just looked like he got blood on him, and he was like, "Ooey."
He had that look in his mouth, like it got in my mouth.
Yeah, like, oh, it was gross.
Ooey look.
He was like, God, I hate
He was
this.
very strange in this movie. A lot of different new things for Seagal. Like I had never seen him smoke a cigarette in a movie before.
He didn't even smoke it; he just lit it.
No, he just lit it
and had it in his hand.
Yeah, this is gross.
Whose idea was this?
I
It's
hate
making
you.
my shirt stinky. I don't like. I have these shirts specially made, which he does have those because no one else has those shirts. I've only seen them on him.
How much weight do you think that guy's put on since 2002?
I don't know. He's big.
60,
he's
70?
60. He's like 60 years old now.
Well, I
I bet since. If you go all the way back to Above the Law, that's the first one, right?
Right.
I bet then to now...
He's like $150 and Above the Law.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking that's about the amount... I think he's doubled. I think
put on
he's put on $150 since the first time we ever saw him. Which was unfortunate, because now we don't get this Seagal run, where he runs flailing his arms strangely.
Yeah, but he can't run. He doesn't
Well, that
run
and he
in this movie.
paints his neck black. And in most of his new stuff, he will paint his neck black because he's so fat. He's trying to look like he has a jawline. Like there was one movie that we watched. I can't remember that you don't remember this, but I was like, why is his neck painted? Like he painted himself on a
he always
jawline,
hides in the shadows.
like Boy George.
He always hides in the shadows because he's so fat and he looks terrible. But I don't remember him painting his neck.
It was in the one... He painted his neck black in that vampire one.
I thought that was just shadows.
That's the one it was.
Yeah.
He was like, I gotta have a neckline here, so I gotta have a jawline, so I'm just gonna paint this on.
Well, that was like 2008, that vampire movie.
But you know, you see him now in like his new
True Justice.
Yeah, the sitcom or whatever he's cop show that he's doing.
It's
And
funny.
he looks like he's
funny.
lost some weight. Like, you know, he doesn't have a painted neck. He's, you know, he looks a little healthier than he has in the last couple of films that I've seen him in. And he's, you know, he looks like he's maybe getting some free donuts still, but
Yeah. he's not a small man.
But he looks better than he has in a while. And I don't know, maybe
his hair looks like crap anymore. It's like a Brillo pad on the side of his face. Like his sideburns are like, it looked like you could scrub wash a bucket with his hair.
Yeah, that's true. And he looks like he's using really cheap black dye on it. That's just
Like
making
he's
it
not
worse.
even using shoe. He's not even using Just for Men. He's using black shoe polish.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like.
Well, God bless him. I miss him.
I guess the True Justice is over with because they're re-editing all of it into movies. So he's going to double down. That's like how much he's into just doing whatever for cash.
Is it going to be like a documentary, or is it just like this is a
No,
movie,
True Justice
fictional?
isn't the Lawman.
Oh, Lawman's the
Lawman's
cop.
still going.
Okay,
He's still pretending. He's still being a real cop.
I don't think I saw True Justice yet.
It's a fucking it's every other police procedural, CSI, whatever, Law and Order without the lawyers is what it is.
Huh.
And it's the same guy that Keone Waxman.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I watched 2 episodes. It's a fucking cop show with Steven Seagal.
Does he suck?
It's exactly what you'd expect.
He's like, don't you fucking run.
He's like the captain.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what to expect. Like, is it cool? Like, it's like, yeah, woohoo!
So the guy,
Or is it like,
the karate guy,
because I don't like cop shows very often.
it's a fucking cop show.
Then I'm not gonna like it.
No, probably not. But it's got the guys, like, we just watched Maximum Conviction, the other karate guy that's in his movies now.
Okay.
Like, Keone Waxman does all those movies, so, like, he's got a team of people, basically. So it's all the people you've seen in his most recent movies are in the,
But it's not over the top wild action.
No, it's as grounded a police procedural as you could possibly have.
Type shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's too bad.
And he doesn't do a lot of... He's the captain, so he doesn't the other people are sort of more showcased than
Is there
he
no market for an over-the-top cop show? Like explosions, flying through the air type shit, like Airwolf and...
one that we liked that is probably going to get canceled.
There wasn't over-the-top explosions in that.
He punched over a fucking van.
He did punch over a van. That was cool. That was really cool.
Yeah. He ran up to it, he ran down a van, and punched it over. That's as over the fucking top as it gets.
I just got a note passed to me from our production manager, my wife. It says, so thristy. What is thristy?
What is thristy?
Is that Ja Rule language?
Yeah, in the movie when he's trying to teach Seagal how to say ain't.
No, it's not ain't. It's aight.
Oh, whatever. Well,
ain't. Oh boy.
Anyway, I'm out of something to drink.
Why don't you bring drink in here?
I did, but I drank it all.
Oh my god! How many gallons do you drink a day of water?
Like a lot, but
I would be willing
I just
to
don't
say
have
you
anything
drink
else to say, and so I'm like, hey,
gallons of water.
We should just wrap this up.
No,
now.
we got 10 minutes left. We gotta fill the timeout.
15, really?
Yeah.
No.
Just go get something to drink.
Just go get something.
He leaves all the time.
Take a break. Get the hell out of here. Come back.
Yeah, just get some water and come. You should get me some water.
No.
Actually, mine's on the coffee table.
You suck.
Did we talk about the twirling in the rain bullshit?
I did talk about that with the trench coat and the stand here. And
I couldn't
I'm gonna shoot you twirl.
Just imagine okay, we're gonna make a movie like The Rock, only it has to be like The Matrix. Like what? Why does everything have to be everything else? I was reading, and that's I think why we're probably not going to end up doing 47 Ronin for the purposes of this podcast.
Why?
It's not terrible fun. It's studio re-edit. They made it, and then then whoever the company, it wasn't 20th Century Fox, but whoever was behind it, the producers were like, this isn't enough like The Lord of the Rings. And it doesn't have Keanu Reeves in it.
Oh my god damn it.
And it doesn't have Keanu Reeves in it as much, so they went and added a 20-minute love scene, because it doesn't have a love scene, and there's not enough Keanu Reeves. And so they end up having to spend $50 million on this fucking scene to get him back, and to do a love scene that doesn't even make sense with the rest of the movie.
Ooish.
So I'm going to watch it, but I bet it's going to be painful. Because it was probably you're going to be like, oh god, there's elements here that are probably really good, and then it's getting recut. So they fired the guy after he got most of everything filmed, and the original budget was like 150 or something, and they had to come back and spend another $50 million ruining it.
It just seems to me that producers just don't get it.
A lot of them don't. A lot of them do. I mean,
so
thank you.
You're welcome. I'm back. I'm back.
Jackie's back.
I got more water.
Would you guys recommend this movie to a viewer?
I would, but I guess you guys aren't. I thought that the silly bullshit at the beginning and the silly bullshit at the end is good enough. It is really not good, though.
I am not going to recommend this one. I think if you recommend this one, you're recommending every movie ever. Like, you have no... Yeah, you might as well watch it. Because, fuck it, you got nothing else to do.
Yeah, nothing else to do.
There's better things that you could be spending your time with than watching this. So therefore, it is a total disrecommend.
If they would have had Papa Sando's Smooth Hooch in this movie...
There should have been some toilet wine.
That
might have made things a little interesting.
It probably...
Like, if 3 of the guys were shit-faced, even if they were dead, in no time, that would have been fun. Yeah. They blew it. What do you got next for us, Jackie? It is your pick next week. You got any clues on what you're doing?
Nope, it's a secret.
Meaning you don't know what you're doing.
Well, I remembered earlier today, but now I can't remember what the name is called, so I'm like, I have to look it up again. It will be a Netflix pick. It will be available on Netflix. I just can't remember what it's called.
You know what happened last time you did a Netflix pick?
It was awesome.
Actually, no, this movie is better than Bending the Rules.
Yeah, this is better. Bending the Rules was terrible.
This is the third
I would
worst
say
movie.
that I can't recommend this film because I would just recommend that you watch either Belly of the Beast or...
Exactly.
What was the other one? The theatrical release just prior to this that he was in?
The Exit Wounds with
Exit
DMX.
Wounds, yeah. That's what I would recommend. If you're thinking about watching this movie, don't watch Exit Wounds with DMX.
Yeah, or Belly of the Beast, which is... Belly of the Beast is... Number 10 on my Hall of Fame, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, I really like.
Ridiculous.
I really like the EXO ones with DMX.
That was fun.
And Maximum Conviction was good. We watched that.
Well, why do you keep bringing that up? That's for next episode.
Whatever.
I will be doing Action Jackson next, is my pick.
Oh, that was my pick.
Did you want...
Okay.
Just kidding.
You can have Action Jackson. Either way, it gets done, so it's kind of
Yeah,
like
that's
I get
why I
two
didn't
picks.
argue when you wanted to do Universal Soldiers. I was like, well, I was going to pick that one anyway.
I just like to steal other people's picks. Because then it stops
So
me from
all
having
you're
to
doing
think.
is you're just like... Because we were going to watch Universal Soldier until you said something. So you've actually made it to where we're not watching Universal Soldier. So either you're picking... Because if you say you're going to pick it and then you never pick it, then it's never going to get picked. Because I'm thinking that you're going to pick it.
That's a lot of pressure. I'm not sure that I can deal with this right now. I just wanted some water. I come back and...
She is so thirsty.
Thirsty.
I mean, now it's just like all these decisions. My brain is dehydrated. And, you know,
Brain
it's just
is
not...
dehydrated.
It's not working well. You should see it up
She's
there.
got a
It's
brain
just-
drought.
It's just going,
Did you get a second opinion, Joe?
oh, God, help me. You stayed up too late and you didn't drink enough water last night. And, you know, I'm telling it. Look, I'm drinking as fast as I can. And I'm in the brain.
You're telling it?
Yeah, I'm like,
I'm telling it.
I'm giving the brain the business. Like, hey, don't.
This is like the dialogue
You
for
don't-
Maximum Conviction.
It really is.
Yeah.
These are words that do not
Quit
communicate
bringing that
meanings.
movie up. We'll talk about it next week.
You know, you don't piss on hospitality.
I won't allow it. Well, I think on that note, I think we can end. You know, the fun thing about ending on this movie is that the movie ended with them getting to the chopper.
That's
The
true.
chopper blew up.
Yeah, but they had to get to the chopper.
Oh, yeah.
The FBI chopper was still in the air because how do you think Seagal like jumped out of that one and saved that
Okay,
broad?
all right, last thing about this movie. How did he get to the chopper? The Mars chestnut?
They just cut, so they were like...
He's in a chopper.
No, yeah, they... So the lady shows up or whatever. No, the other guy, Morris Chestnut, jumps out of a door that explodes on its own.
Right.
And then...
Nia Peoples gets shot.
Nia Peoples gets shot.
The next time you
And
see
then
Morris Chestnut, he's in a
Somebody
chopper.
says something to Seagal, and then it just cuts to two helicopters flying, and it's like, oh, two helicopters flying next to each other.
Oh, no,
then
he
it
goes-
cuts into, like, where you can see what's happening, like, oh my gosh, this is actually a helicopter chase.
Yeah, because they were like, oh, the Supreme Court Justice lady's in cell number blah, blah, blah. And they go over there and it's like the reporter lady. So they've done a switcheroo during all the action.
Right.
And I'm like, okay. And then, you know, you have the old guy who knew where the gold was and he was on the plane with the U.S. Supreme Court president.
Supreme Court president.
Supreme Court lady.
Who
and,
elects that one?
you know, it was stupid because Chesterfield or whatever his name was, he was like, I got what you want. I think this bitch is going to go for a swim. And then I'm like, you have all of the hostages. Like, they're probably not going to do shit to Shinola from your plane. So what does he do? Pushes the bitch out the helicopter. He's like, see ya.
And then Seagal is ready for. He's like, I was ready for this. And he fucking jumps out with a parachute, and they're falling, by the way, forever.
Yeah.
Like, helicopters do not go up that high.
No.
But then they cut back to Chesterfield's plane.
Chesterfield.
And the old guy, like, he's like, and he rips his shirt open, and
He's
got
a
hand
suicide
grenade.
bomber now.
Yeah, he's a suicide bomber with a
He's
hand
in
grenade.
jail.
Volunteered
For the death
for the
penalty.
death penalty.
Yeah,
ready
so
to
now
go.
he's volunteered for the next best thing.
He's going to be real
Yeah.
pissed if nobody kills him, so he has to kill himself.
He didn't blow up a fucking helicopter at the same
Yeah.
time.
So then, you know, and that's it.
The end of that movie was so fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, and I agree with you. They fell for a long time. It's like they were cutting up to Chesterfield's helicopter and then cutting back down to... And it's not like they even filmed her screaming or anything. It was just...
Just a twirling body.
Yeah, with red hair.
Yeah.
So I guess this movie had gingers as well.
Well, on that bombshell...
Get to the chopper.